Opening episode 5-6. From the shadows of Seoul to the dark underbelly of Cheongyicheon. One unfinished chase. One vanishing ghost. And a scar that refuses to fade. 2 years ago, an NIS team leader was left bleeding in the dark. Tonight, the hunter and the hunted both resurface. Beautiful Spy Chronicles. Episodes 5 and 6 begin now. Episode 5, Knife in the Dark, Ghost in the Water. Cheongyicheon. Underground storm channel. Clang. A single metallic sound rings out in the dark, echoing through the sealed tunnel like a lure. The Cheongyicheon section here isn't open to the sky. It's a closed, cave-like structure. And every sound rolls around with a long, heavy tail. Kong Dae Bomb freezes. Where did that come from? The echo makes it impossible to tell. He knows exactly what this is. A bait sound. A trick to pull a pursuer off balance. Or pull him straight into the kill zone. Dae Bomb tightens his grip on his handgun and sweeps the darkness, step by step. The beam from his tired flashlight cuts through the damp air. Rats scatter, their tiny feet slapping through shallow water. No backup. He came down here alone, too fast, too deep. The team that was screening around the U.S. Embassy should be arriving soon. But he doesn't have the luxury of waiting. No, you were 707th Special Mission Battalion. Company commander, killing machine by training. Sitting still in the dark and waiting for backup? Not acceptable. Not for the man in charge. Not with that bastard so close. He keeps his breathing low and steady, eyes narrowed against the blackness. The darkness feels like it's pressing in, trying to swallow him whole. This is the most dangerous moment, he thinks. When you can't see him at all. He's fought in darkness more times than he can count. But this cramped, wet tunnel is different. He's out there watching me. From a better angle, with better eyes. Smiling in the dark. Something slams into him from behind. A body. An arm snakes around his torso. And the back of a knife smashes into his right wrist. Ah! His gun clatters to the wet concrete. He drops to his knees, scrabbling blindly along the ground. And that's when the blade comes. The blade sliced through the air. The blade hissed as it passed his throat. A knife buries itself into his side, twice, under the ribs. His breath bursts out of him. Pain explodes through his torso. Still, he twists, grabs the attacker's waist and drives his weight sideways. Slamming the man onto the ground, they hit the wet concrete hard. Every movement rips at the wound under his ribs. But Dae Bomb clenches his jaw and refuses to let go. His left hand clamps onto the man's belt like a vice. If I let go now, I lose him. Forever. In this darkness. With his other hand he swings the flashlight, smashing it into the man's face. The attacker staggers, his body jerking at the impact. The metal latch at the base of the flashlight has caught him clean. Dae-Bom flips the flashlight back up and shoves the weak beam straight into the man's face. Gilrimseong. In that narrow cone of light, he sees the man smiling. Blood runs down from a split lip. The skin under his left eye is torn open, red and wet. And there just beneath the lower lid, a small, deep pockmark. A tiny crater in the skin, like an old smallpox scar. Dae-Bom registers it, burns it into his mind. Left eye, just under the lash line. Pitted scar. You're mine. He crawls, feeling for his gun, but he can't find it in the murk. Gilrimseong raises the knife again. You really thought you could catch me, you South Korean dog? Son of a. The dark is my home turf, Gilrimseong sneers. I grew up in a north where the power dies at night. You know what pitch black really is? The next stab rams into Dae-Bom's side like a spike. His whole torso screams. His body doesn't respond the way he wants it to. He grabs the knife hand with both hands, trying to twist him off. But the strength just isn't there. He hisses through his teeth. I'm Kong Dae-Bom, remember that. You bastard. I'm going to tear you apart with my own hands. Think you'll live long enough to try? Gilrimseong laughs, breath hot and foul. So you are Gilrimseong. 2031. Close enough, the man says. But why does a dead man need to know my code name? Dae-Bom stares straight into his eyes, memorizing every line, every shadow. He ignores the ripping pain in his side. Another thrust. Another white flare of agony. He clamps a hand around Gilrimseong's face and twists. Hard. Ah. You little. Gilrimseong howls as his skin stretches under Dae-Bom's grip. For a moment, they're locked there. Knife hand against knife wound. One man trying to push the other into the floor. Then Dae-Bom's strength collapses. The knife wounds are too deep. His body buckles, and he sinks down to one knee. He reaches blindly, trying to grab anything concrete, wall, air. In the distance, he sees beams of light, cutting into the tunnel from the entrance. Over there. Team leader. I see him. Boots splash through the shallow water. Back up. Too late. Gilrimseong pivots, rips free, and sprints into the opposite darkness. Boots slapping through the stream. Within seconds, he's gone. Only the sound of retreating footsteps and the smell of blood remain. Elsewhere under Changyicheon, Gilrimseong pushes his back against the slick brick and gasps for breath. Where am I now? Center of the roadway? Under a side street? He finds a manhole ladder with his fingers and climbs. Thud. The manhole cover shifts, then flips aside. Sunlight slams into his eyes like a flashbang. He squints, blinded, shielding his face with one hand until his vision adjusts. When he finally dares to look around, someone is already approaching, one hand raised in signal. A tall woman in dark clothing. Black sunglasses. Long stride. Presence sharp as a blade. Jang Eun-yang. Her code name in the underground Jang Eun-yang. Her badge name inside NIS Eun-ah. Comrade Jang Eun-yang, Gilrimseong says, forcing a grin. Sorry. I failed to complete the handoff. It's the first time I'm hearing your voice, she replies calmly. Gilrimseong. She ushers him into the car the moment he's topside. And the sedan rockets forward, merging into traffic. Her driving is precise, aggressive, but never wasteful. She weaves between lanes, changing routes like she's running a pattern. She's memorized 100 times. The radio crackles. Unplanned incident in progress. All spider units, Titan checkpoints. She switches the channel off with the back of her hand. For a second, her NIS access card flashes in the light. Korean National Intelligence Service. Photo. Neat office suit. Name Lee Eun-ah. Gilrimseong chuckles softly. I'm proud you've become an NIS agent, Comrade Jang Eun-yang. Eyes and ears everywhere, she says, gaze fixed on the road. If you slip once, we both die. From now on, drop the North Korean accent in the city. Use standard Seoul speech. Yes. Understood. The radio pops again from the console. This is Spider 1. Gilrimseong is believed to have escaped via Cheongcheon toward Dongdaemun. All outer units. Screen the area, and report immediately. Copy. Sorry to cause you so much trouble, Gilrimseong mutters. This could get ugly for you. The time window I have before our own agents start asking questions is very short, Eun-ah says. If they catch even a hint of this, I'm finished. I still don't know Seoul very well. I'm half blind without a guide. There's a safe house nearby, she replies. Owned by Mr. Beck. You'll stay there for a while. He'll handle the rest. I'm in your debt. The contact at Gwangwamun went sideways, he adds. For a moment I thought I'd have to bite down on the poison ampule. That would have been troublesome, she says evenly. He studies her profile. You're living every second on a knife's edge too, aren't you? Every second I'm alive is borrowed time. They turn into a quieter neighborhood. That house, she says. Follow me inside. Meanwhile Seoul, Samgung Medical Center. An ambulance screeches to a stop in front of the emergency entrance. Inside, Kang Dae-bom lies on a gurney, clothes soaked in blood. The doctor and nurses are already waiting. "Let's move." On 3-1, 2, 3. They transfer him from the ambulance stretcher to the hospital gurney. "Make way. Please clear the corridor." People in the hallway gasp at the sight of all the blood and press themselves against the walls. The gurney rattles down the corridor toward surgery. Soo-ho, his junior agent, runs beside him. "Team leader. Can you hear me?" Kang Dae-bom. "Open your eyes." He doesn't respond. Only the monitor beeps. Kang Dae-bom. "Hey. Stay with us. Open your eyes, damn it." The surgical staff blocks the doorway. "You wait here. We're taking him into the OR." The doors swing shut. Outside, NIS agents sit lined along the wall, their faces tight with worry. Back inside the Changyicheon tunnel. Flashlights sweep the ceiling. They've reached the last chalk mark on the wall. "This is where the last marker was," one agent says. "There has to be a ladder up." "There. I see something." Light falls on cold metal. "There. I see something." Light falls on cold metal. A rusted iron ladder clings to the wall, half hidden under moss. One agent grabs the lowest rung and yanks. Screech. The folded ladder jerks free and unfolds to the ground. They start climbing, one step at a time. Busan, Hyundai. Waves roll onto the white sand, crashing into foamy lines that erase themselves over and over. Young couples walk along the beach, forgetting the time. A block away from the shoreline, tucked along a quiet back street, stands a small, old orthopedic clinic. The exterior paint is peeling. The wooden floor inside creaks with every step. Creak, creak. The sound follows the man in the white coat as he walks down the corridor. Knock, knock. The clinic director enters a private room. On the bed lies Gilrimseong. "Doctor," says the man standing beside him, bowing politely. "Mr. Beck." Beck speaks with easy familiarity, like someone who's owed and collected favors here for a long time. The doctor examines Gilrimseong's legs and torso. "How's the pain?" he asks. "Much better. Thanks to you," Gilrimseong replies. "Your body's built like a stone," the doctor says with a half smile. "Other than combat injuries, you're surprisingly healthy." "Thank you, doctor." Beck bows as well. "Really, thank you. We had to bring him in quietly and quickly. You saved us." "No, I'm the one who's always grateful," the doctor says. "You send a lot of business my way." Beck's lips curl. "About what we discussed on the phone," the doctor adds. "Are we doing it?" The Elizarov surgery? Beck asks. Yeah, that, the doctor nods. Limb lengthening. Of course we're doing it, Beck says. Make him 7 centimeters taller. 7, That's reasonable. He'll still be functional after rehab. And once he's stable, Beck continues, I want full facial reconstruction. Gilrimseong listens, eyes narrowed. Change his brow line completely. Adjust the arch, the thickness. Shave the square jaw. Right now he looks like a politician, not a civilian. That kind of work is more for a plastic surgeon. Come on, doctor. You have that friend, Beck presses. The one with hands like a master craftsman. Who had to quit after some unfortunate malpractice suits. Ah, him. I pulled him out of one very ugly legal mess, remember? If you ask, he'll help. If you can cover his issues again, he'll be thrilled, the doctor admits. Beck's voice drops a shade colder. In exchange, you keep this completely off the books. That's the only condition. Of course. A guilty man learns to keep his mouth shut. You don't have to worry. If anything leaks, Beck says, eyes flat, I can't guarantee your safety. Or his. The doctor nods, bows, and leaves. Gilrimseong turns to Beck. When did you lock down the entire Busan underworld? He asks wryly. Beck snorts. Watch your language. Dropping comrade around here will get you both of us killed. You're in the south now. My mistake. Won't happen again, Gilrimseong says quickly. Listen carefully, Beck says, face smoothing into a polite smile but eyes hard. I'm here to convey party instructions. At the word, party, Gilrimseong straightens automatically, posture rigid. From this moment, Beck recites, code name Gilrimseong ceases all activity for 2 years. You will completely disappear. You will build a legal front in Busan. Until further orders, you are a ghost. Understood? Gilrimseong raises a hand in salute. I will follow the party's orders. Absolutely. NIS is tearing the country apart to find you, Beck adds. They won't stop. Don't leave a single footprint. I'll vanish, Gilrimseong says quietly. Perfectly. He knows very well how close he came to being caught at Gwanghwamun. He knows how stubborn their hunters are. And so, as the Elizarov frames are fitted to his legs, and as a master surgeon reshapes his face, Gilrimseong sheds his old shell. Outside, the Hyundai wind throws up high waves under a gray sky. Inside, in this small, creaking clinic, a new man is being born. One step at a time, he begins to build his legal life along the Busan shore. Episode 6 The hand severed at the wrist in the train yard. Hospital, Seoul. Emergency surgery saves Kang Dae-bom's life. Barely. Later, drifting in and out of consciousness, he feels a deep, stabbing ache. Under his left ribs, slow, regular, like someone pressing a hot needle into the same spot over and over. The first thing he does when he comes around is reach for his coat. "Sir, you can't move yet," the nurse scolds gently. He grits his teeth, but his eyes are clear. He's still out there, he thinks. That bastard is still breathing somewhere. His fist curls tightly on the blanket, trembling almost imperceptibly. His jaw clenches until it shakes. 2 years have passed. Moonlight spills over Hyundai Beach, turning the waves silver. The scene is beautiful, but the moon looks like it's mocking the restless tide, like a general smiling at a soldier who's broken through the front line. In a private room overlooking the sea, Gilrimseong watches the night water through the gap in the curtain. Then he lets the fabric fall shut. The Elizarov surgery was a success. He's 7 centimeters taller now. And his face, a master plastic surgeon, has turned him into the kind of man people describe as trustworthy at first glance. His eyebrow lines are thicker, longer. The angle has been changed. His forehead has been rounded and filled, the look of an old money heir. Carefully crafted in bone and skin. A hair transplant has erased the M-shaped recession at his hairline. The doctor's last instructions echo in his head. Keep up your rehab. Build strength. A new frame needs new muscle. At the end of a long, dark corridor, a faint light leaks out from under one door. Inside that room, Gilrimseong balances his feet on top of the cabinet and does push-ups on 2 fingers. His body moves with feline grace, lean, balanced, powerful. He has turned hospital time into training time, chiseling both body and mind. But no one is always in a good mood. Some days, he just sits in his wheelchair for hours, staring at the wall. Some days, he channel surfs endlessly, waiting for North Korea news. When Kim Jong-il appears on screen reviewing the troops, his eyes well up. He grips the wheelchair armrests and struggles to his feet, offering a stiff, textbook salute to the television. He slurps instant noodles, burns his mouth, and coughs violently. Some days he looks on the verge of tears. Some days his face is calm, then crumples, then hardens again. 2 years of hiding in a hospital has made him unpredictable, even to himself. But one thing is clear. The closer he gets to the end of his agreed submergence, the stronger his eyes burn. His fists clench more often. His expression grows sharper. He's ready. Seoul evening. A sauna named Portu. A banner hangs in front of the building. Happy Dog Beauty Contest, Happy Dog Makeup. Event Hyundai Pet Salon new member registration. Kong Sunbae, look at that, says team leader Yoon Jun Tae, eyes widening. That's the Hyundai Pet Salon my wife joined down in Busan. He squints up at the sign. This place has a nice name, too. Portu, Sauna. Sounds romantic. Portu? What's that supposed to mean? Asks Day Bomb. Port. It's Italian. Harbor. Harbor, huh. Fitting, Day Bomb says with a half smile. Still, he adds, kind of strange. Seeing a Hyundai banner in the middle of Seoul. Yeah, but it makes me feel weirdly homesick, Jun Tae grins. He's 2 years younger than Day Bomb, married in a whirlwind to a yoga instructor after 3 blazing months of dating, a wedding that became a minor legend inside NIS. When we asked why he got married so fast, people still say, he said, look at that body. It's a piece of art. Tanned, toned. I knew if I didn't marry her, I'd die from regret. That man, who once bragged so loudly, now looks perpetually drained. You know what's sad? Juntae says, as they head toward the entrance. My wife likes the dog more than she likes me. That's why you're always dragging around like a deflated balloon? Day Bomb teases. My rank in the house is 3rd, Jun Tae groans. Number 1 is my son. Number 2 is the damn dog. I'm below the dog. Day Bomb laughs. So who's under you? No one. I'm the bottom. Hey, you're never home. OT, stakeouts, overnight work. What did you expect? If I were her, I'd probably love the dog more too. Try getting married yourself and say that again, Jun Tae grumbles. That's why I'm not married, Day Bomb replies. No one to report to. Lonely, but free. NIS Investigation Bureau is a home wrecker, Juntae sighs. Which ministry do I complain to? The Ministry of Gender Equality and Family, maybe, Day Bomb says. They like talking about work-life balance these days. Juntae wipes sweat from his forehead as they sit in the sauna. I want to go home at a normal hour for once. Be a decent husband. But this job, so quit, Day Bomb says lightly. See what happens. I'm practically a monk already, Juntae mutters. I've memorized the Heart Sutra at this point. They both laugh. Steam rises. Their muscles loosen. But the scars don't. On Day Bomb's side, 3 jagged marks stand out, the knife wounds from Chongyicheon. Every time I look at these, he mutters. Tracing one with his fingers, my blood pressure spikes. I want to find that bastard and grind him into dust. You saw his face, Juntae reminds him. You'll catch him. I looked straight into his eyes, Dae-bom says. Those eyes full of pure killing intent. Under his left eye there's a little pitted scar. Right under the lash line. It's not even an easy place to fix with surgery. You heard his voice too, right? Yeah. In that tunnel. Echoing off the walls. I heard him too, Juntae nods. In Kyobo's basement stairwell. When I tried to pick that fake skin off his face. No, it's fine. I'll do it. Don't touch my face, he said. You saw him up close, Dae-bom says. But you still can't remember the details? I remember almost, Juntae says, frustrated. It's like it's behind frosted glass. Shock, Dae-bom says. Maybe you got hit harder than you thought. Or maybe my brain got fried by my wife before that, Juntae shoots back. They banter, the way men do to hide the heaviness in their chests. But the underlying weight is the same for both of them. Gilrimseong is still out there. And that fact is eating Kang Dae-bom alive. Later that night, train depot, pre-dawn. Inside the maintenance yard, subway cars rest on tracks, raised for inspection. Sparks fly as welders work under the chassis. Thud, thud. Mechanics Kim and Kong hammer at the undercarriage. With sledgehammers, listening to the sound for signs of hidden cracks. They wipe sweat from their foreheads and walk into the next car. Kim scans the interior. Old, he mutters. Paint's faded. Seats are worn. This one's at the end of its life. This train's been through hell, Kong agrees. Like us. No power, no backing, just running until we fall apart. Think we'll ever get out of the bottom class? Kim snorts. Not in this lifetime. Can't refuse a passenger, can't refuse a shift, Kong says. We just run. That's what we do. By the way, there's a strike vote tomorrow, Kim adds. You going? Of course, Kong says. Someone has to push the union harder. The whole country already calls us a privileged union, says. We're overpaid, blocking jobs for younger workers, Kim counters. Let them try working our shifts, Kong snorts. See how long they last. Kim's eyes snag on something above. On the overhead baggage rack sits a luxury shopping bag. Hey, Kong. Check this out. Did someone forget their gift bag? Or is this a present from the universe? Open it, Kong says, curious. Looks expensive. Kim pulls out a neat, ribbon-tied box, pops the lid. And drops it. What the? Inside the box lies a severed human wrist. Dried blood cakes the cut edges. The hand is curled, thumb and forefinger extended in a rough imitation of a gun. Both men scream, stumbling backward. Sirens. Police cars arrive with lights blaring. A National Forensic Service van pulls up behind them. Officers string up police line tape and secure the scene. Someone's sending a message, one detective thinks. A threat, aimed like a gun. But at who? Don't touch anything, a woman's voice calls sharply. Leave it all exactly as it is. A woman in a lab coat steps forward. Dr. Go Eun-hee from the National Forensic Service. Her hair is tied back in a simple old-fashioned style, held in place. Oddly, not with a proper pin, but with a yellow pencil stuck through the bun. No trendy curls, no salon styling. She looks like she stepped out of an old painting, a quiet Yangban daughter, who somehow ended up living among corpses and chemicals. It's jarring. And, in a way, refreshing. This guy, she mutters, leaning in to study the severed wrist, is a real piece of work. I've never seen a case staged like this before. Never? An officer asks. Is that significant, doctor? Her eyes stay on the hand, but her mind is already racing ahead. Who are you? And who are you pointing that gun at? Ending episode 5-6. A knife in the dark beneath Cheonggyecheon. A ghost who vanishes into Busan's waves. An NIS team leader left with a scar and an obsession. And now a severed hand in a forgotten train. Car, fingers frozen into the shape of a gun. Somewhere, Gilrimseong is watching. And somewhere else, Eun-ah walks the razor's edge between spy and traitor. In the next episode, The Severed Hand, we'll start to talk through blood, bone, and code. Beautiful Spy Chronicles. The truth of this night is not over yet. Subscribe and like to continue the story.